Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. So in today's video, I am going to talk about this full moon in Scorpio. And then I want to catch you up a little bit about my progress. Okay, so here we go. This full moon. Maybe you're already feeling this. Well, you're probably feeling this full moon already. When we are thinking in terms of Scorpio, we are looking at this in the form of a huge transformation. Scorpio, or the scorpion, has the ability to shed its layer, its skeleton. And it does so continuously throughout its life. That's significant in explaining how we, of course, should be letting go. We have to shed our layers in order to understand more about who we are. We have to let go of aspects of ourselves that are not serving us in order to understand more and receive those greater opportunities. This is a great opportunity for growth. When we are looking at full moons have a tendency to bring on revelations. Combine that with Scorpio, learning to let go, shedding that layer of skin for something to be revealed. Something that's going to be revealed is going to be something that's going to be very useful and beneficial in our lives. If we are kind of stuck in a rut, if we don't understand something, then it means that we have this block, which means that we are unable to move forward. This is already resonating with myself. Now, Scorpio used to be ruled by the planet Mars, but has shifted to Pluto. I don't know much about that. So, you guys know that my wisdom does not pertain to astrology and its history and all of that good stuff. I go where the information is. I do my own personal research so that I can hand and cluster everything over into one little tiny group or into a video, and I give you guys this information. I add these together with the messages that I receive, and voila. Great information. So let me just stick with Pluto. Pluto is the Lord of the underworld. It is the planet of death and transformation, and all things are kind of taboo. This dwarf planet is the slowest moving planet in our solar system. Slow. When you're thinking again in terms of a transformation and understanding, the process can take time before you find understanding or before that opportunity can be handed to you. Scorpio was born, or is a product of Hades, which is why Scorpio has that name of the king of hell. Scorpio gets a reputation of being evil, but really it signifies the scorpion's ability to reveal its dark side. There's nothing wrong with with our dark side. And this is something that I have actually thought about last week or 2 weeks, this past couple of weeks here. We all have a dark side. We all have a light side. We all have a masculine. We all have a feminine. We all have things that are hidden. We all have things that are revealed. Even how we see our dark side, this says a lot about how good of an individual that we can be. How well we get along with everyone else as well. We have to be able to exist with our darker elements. We have to be able to witness what we don't like about ourselves, facing it. That is the only way that we can actually grow, transform into the person that we want to become, by really facing those darker areas of who we are and shining more light upon it. So we all have a light and a dark side. We all have that yin and yang, like I said. We all have that divine feminine and sacred masculine within us. So there's nothing to be afraid of when it's in the terms of our own internal darkness. When we are thinking in terms of Scorpio, again, in this full moon, Scorpio in general, again, is all about that shaded part, that dark area. But because we are experiencing a full moon, shining more light upon it, we are being guided to reveal again, because that is what the full moon signifies. Which means that everything that is unconscious, or something that is unconscious that we have not been facing, can become visible to us. Now, because Pluto deals with our underground, this is when we're thinking in terms of our alchemy and our sexual alchemy and Hades. Now, this signifies our sexual region. This is where desire takes place. This is where we get stuck. This is where we live within more of that materialistic reality. Now we're in Taurus season. Taurus is very materialistic, very earthy, very grounded, likes things to be as it is very comfortable. Taurians, or Taurus season, it can make you feel as if you are, well, it's full of riches, it's full of love, full of abundance, but it can also go to the opposite aspect of things. Now, Scorpio is the opposite of Taurus. Now that this full moon in Scorpio is here within the season of Taurus, we're really being guided to face the lower elements again. Face those dark areas within us that have been keeping us being too materialistic, too self-centered, too stubborn. And using more of our loving and intuitive abilities to better reveal the hidden aspects of ourselves that we don't like, and discover more areas of who we are that we do like that can benefit us. This is a golden opportunity, or doors can be open, that the things that were really hidden within our unconsciousness in subconscious mind can really reveal itself and help us to reach that higher level of growth and transformation. Now, remember that like I said earlier, the scorpion is just like a snake that sheds its layers and it moves lower to the ground. This signifies or represents the lowest part of our nature and our addiction to material desires. But the snake has the ability to move with a seductive slither, which signifies or can resemble sex and intimacy. The serpent in the Garden of Eden seduced human consciousness into believing that the world of comparison, which is the tree of knowledge of good and evil, is all that there is to creation. And in the King James Version, then the Bible, in Genesis 3:22, God said, "Behold, the man is become as one of us," meaning gods, "to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and take also the fruit of the tree of life and eat and live forever." Being that Scorpio has always been a sign that's most closely associated with death. It's also associated with transformation from one state to another, the process of alchemy. And this is also a great connection with the Scorpio as well as the Phoenix, which is that mythical bird that deliberately perishes in flames, but then resurrects itself from the ashes after 3 days. The consumption of the fire is a redemption promised when we awaken to and live our lives in accordance with our divine nature. Scorpio is a water sign, and it represents the fire of life in each of us, which is associated with Mars, as I indicated. Mars used to be the traditional ruler of Scorpio. Mars is very fiery, very penetrative, a driving force in humans and all life forms. The will to survive, thrive, and reproduce is symbolic of Mars. One manifestation of this force in the form of fluid is semen or sperm, in which the male of every animal species fertilizes the female egg or eggs. Water is also the fluid medium in which every embryo develops, whether in a body of water, as in the case of many invertebrates, amphibians, and fishes, in eggs with productive shells, as in reptiles and birds, or in the uterus, as in mammals. The drive and energy represented by Scorpio and Mars is the metaphor for the serpent of temptation in the Garden of Eden, seducing us to numb our divine nature in the world of appearances and tempting us to reincarnate into physical form over and over again. So being that Pluto is the ruling planet of Scorpio, Pluto was the Dark Lord of the afterlife, and one of his attributes was his helmet, which made him invisible. This symbolizes the power of secrets, and the power of secrets that can be revealed. Metaphorically, this represents the power and magic of our own subconscious mind. Now, something I wanted to, if I can find it now. We have and I meant to do a video about this earlier, but as a result of things, I've been a little stumped. So we have a Mercury, Venus, and Uranus kind of creating a triangle, within the sky that is visible, depending on your location, April 24th, 25th, and 26th for 3 days. So that is available for all of us to check out. And Venus clearly is the planet of love. It deals with our heart. More compassion, more of that feminine energy, which is also being within this Taurus season. Very nurturing. And so I won't go too much into Venus, I guess. I'm not really, let's see. Venus is a yin energy. Venus is also known as the morning star or even the evening star. She is the planet of desire, the energy of love, balance, and harmony. Now, Uranus is a planet of rebellion. Uranus wants constant change and deals with lots of technology and futuristic events. So Uranus likes to break away from the normal, which is kind of the opposite of what Taurus signifies when it becomes stubborn and lazy. So this could be the idea of really getting out of our comfort zone. And Mercury, I often speak about Mercury in the form of being the messenger, of course, and the process of alchemy. Mercury being the representation of our sexual waters. So that is just something that I wanted you to be aware of. And know that all of this is taking place at the same time. It can feel a little unsettling or uncertain, kind of empty, yet very exciting. Sometimes when we don't know what's on the horizon, when we are truly in alignment with higher aspects of ourselves or enjoying life in general, there's a lot of excitement, anticipation for what's to come. So you can have a little bit of that conflicting energy between being afraid and being extremely excited. It's that mixture of, I don't know, to, oh yeah, I know what's coming as well. So you also can, I think, be experiencing the lower back discomfort, crown discomfort, quite possibly lots of vibration behind the neck, and full crown, and I mean full crown. But it also may be shifting from the base of the skull to the frontal lobes, to the side, even in between your eyes, kind of vibrating back and forth. Your hearing can be going in and out during this time as our psychic abilities are being further enhanced. You can feel a lot more grounded, very light on your feet, but of course you can feel the very opposite, depending on where you are, depending on which side of the scale you are within. So this can be a very dark area for you, or this can be a very light area for you, or this can be even within the middle of it is what it is mindset. I know that this month for myself has been, as we moved from Aries, we were still in Aries, and I already felt this transition of Taurus season. And all these energies are coming through. It's been, I don't know, but I know. It's been, I can't feel it, but I can. But it's also been right down the middle for me. So I'm feeling uncertain and very certain at the same time. So I guess I am in the center of everything. It's challenging or a little new or takes me back, if you will, because I am really growing at a faster rate so quickly that I can't catch it up yet. I haven't caught up to it. I have been experiencing so many growing pains. Last night was one of the more difficult ones that I've had in a very long time. I got a brief break last week for a few days. It came up once or twice last week, but just very small amounts of growing pains. And you know those growing pains I'm talking about, the ones you had, maybe you had them, maybe you didn't, when you were growing up, when you were younger, in your shins. And it kept you awake at night. I remember mine, and they used to keep me awake, and I used to just try to comfort myself. And last night I was huddled up in the fetal position for so long, and then stretching in my bed and moving in all types of positions because my body is really, really growing and really stretching at the same time. It's uncomfortable to shed our skin. It can be uncomfortable, and it can be very uncomfortable in developing our new layer of self. It has to harden back up, just like the shell of the Scorpio, of the scorpion. It sheds that layer of skin or skeleton, and therefore, just like the crab, I guess, its skin is very sensitive at that time frame until it begins to harden again, and it feels more complete, more whole, more together, more confident even in itself. The scorpion is very unprotective when its shell isn't hardened, which means predators can harm it. So it has to kind of like hide a little while or stay within the dark a little longer until, again, it has that protective coating. So that's what I'm going through. This, allowing my shell to heal phase, yet it's continuously shedding and healing and becoming at the same time. And this has been going on all month long for myself. Very quickly, over and over and over again. I haven't had really much of a break, which means that I can't fully process anything to 100%. That's why my videos, as I have placed my videos, I just don't know really what to give to you guys. I'm coming up with things. I'm making it work. But really, it's been hard for me this season. And I don't know what you're going through. Perhaps you are really feeling this type of stretch. Tons of letting go. But more is coming through. But yet we don't really know what's coming through because the growth process and transformation is happening so quickly. No, I said that Pluto is a slow-moving process. Yet because things are speeding up for us, yet it's slow. That's where it has this inner conflict of, I don't know. Because we're shedding our layers quicker on a faster pace, which means we're growing faster. But because we're growing so quickly, there's no time to kind of recalibrate, which makes things feel a little more slow in its process. I hope that makes sense. So this is it. This is what the full moon in Scorpio has in for us. And keep in mind, we're feeling the energy. We've already felt it for maybe a week, depending on how sensitive you are. And you can feel this later on. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.